When Plato first told the story of Atlantis more than 2,000 years ago, he could not have known that his words would ignite one of the most enduring mysteries of human history. The philosopher described it as a mighty island, larger than Libya and Asia combined, a land blessed with great wealth, fertile plains, advanced architecture and a powerful navy. Its people lived in prosperity and splendor until greed and corruption consumed them, and the gods struck them down, sinking their magnificent city into the sea in a single day and night. Ever since, the tale of Atlantis has haunted the imagination of generations, some dismissing it as pure allegory, others convinced that somewhere beneath the waves lies a lost civilization just waiting to be found. Plato's account appears in two of his dialogues, the Timaeus and the Critias, where he places the story in the mouth of Critias, who claims to have inherited it from ancient Egyptian priests passed down to the Athenian lawgiver, Solon. In this tale, Atlantis was said to have existed 9,000 years before Plato's time. Its kings descended from Poseidon, the god of the sea, and a mortal woman named Cleito. So they ruled over 10 districts, each one led by one of Poseidon's sons, and together they built, well, a city of wonder. At its very heart stood a grand capital, with these concentric rings of land and water all linked by bridges and guarded by mighty gates. Temples dedicated to the gods rose high, adorned with gold and silver, while palaces absolutely gleamed with the wealth of the Atlanteans. Their navy boasted 1,000 ships, their fields yielded abundant crops, and their mountains provided every kind of mineral. Their society, honestly, seemed destined for greatness. Yet, according to Plato, their power became their undoing. For when they turned their armies against Athens, they were defeated, and soon after punished by the gods, who sent earthquakes and floods that consumed Atlantis in a cataclysm. From the earliest readings of the dialogues, scholars have debated whether Plato intended Atlantis to be a literal place or perhaps a moral fable. Many argue that the story was never meant as history, but as a warning against hubris and imperial ambition, much like the Athenian Empire of Plato's own day, which had fallen into decline after overreaching in war. To these thinkers, Atlantis was an allegory, a symbolic mirror, really, held up to his contemporaries. Yet others found in his words, just too much detail, too many vivid descriptions to dismiss as mere invention. For why would Plato go to such lengths to describe geography, culture and politics unless he were preserving a memory of something real, perhaps, garbled by time? Through the centuries, Atlantis has inspired countless theories about its possible location. Some point to the island of Santorini, where the eruption of Thera around 1600 BCE destroyed the Minoan civilization, unleashing tsunamis and ash clouds that devastated the Aegean world. Others believe Atlantis lay beyond the Pillars of Hercules, the Strait of Gibraltar, placing it in the Atlantic Ocean, as Plato himself suggested. There have been claims that it was in Spain's Andalusian coast, near the Donana marshes, in the Caribbean near the Bahamas, even beneath the ice of Antarctica. Maps like the Piri Reis chart and underwater structures such as the Bimini Road have been seized upon by enthusiasts as evidence, while skeptics dismiss them as coincidence or misinterpretation. Part of the allure of Atlantis is that it embodies the dream of a lost golden age, a time when humanity lived in harmony with nature, wielding knowledge and power now forgotten. The idea that such a civilization could vanish in an instant speaks both to human vulnerability and, to the possibility that our ancestors knew more than we give them credit for. During the Renaissance, when explorers crossed new oceans and discovered new lands, the myth of Atlantis seemed, almost prophetic. Perhaps Plato had indeed preserved a memory of a world across the seas, unknown to the ancients of the Mediterranean. Writers like Francis Bacon and later on Ignatius Donnelly in the 19th century popularized the notion that Atlantis had been the cradle of all great civilizations, spreading knowledge to Egypt, Mesopotamia and the Americas before its, catastrophic fall. Modern archaeology and geology have yet to uncover definitive evidence for such a civilization, yet the search continues, driven not only by scholars but also by adventurers, dreamers and even pseudoscientists who weave together myths from around the world. Stories of great floods found in Mesopotamian epics, the Bible and native traditions resonate with Plato's tale of a drowned world. Perhaps they preserve fragments of a shared memory of disasters at the end of the last ice age, when rising seas swallowed vast tracts of land, from Doggerland in northern Europe to Sundaland in Southeast Asia. And if so, could Atlantis be a cultural memory of one of these real drowned lands, preserved through myth and transmitted across millennia? The fascination with Atlantis also reveals humanity's longing for paradise lost, a yearning for a time when wisdom, prosperity and harmony were attainable, yet tragically destroyed. Whether through divine punishment or human folly, it is no coincidence that the myth has resurfaced in every age of upheaval. Whenever societies feared collapse or hungered for utopia, Atlantis offered both a warning and a hope, a story that greatness can be achieved, but also a reminder that arrogance can bring even the mightiest to ruin. The myth has been reshaped by each generation, from ancient philosophers to medieval scholars, Renaissance explorers, romantic poets, and modern filmmakers, each finding in it, reflections of their own hopes, fears, and desires. Today, Atlantis lives not only in the pages of Plato, but in novels, films, documentaries, and countless speculative theories. It has become more than a place. It is a symbol of the eternal human quest for hidden truths and lost worlds. Perhaps we will never know if Atlantis was real, a memory of the Minoans or some other forgotten culture, or if it was entirely a product of Plato's imagination, designed to teach lessons about justice and humility. Yet, the power of the story endures undiminished. It has shaped the way we think about lost civilizations. It has inspired expeditions across oceans, and it has kept alive the tantalizing idea that somewhere beneath the waves there may still lie a city of marble and gold awaiting rediscovery. The lost city of Atlantis stands at the crossroads of myth and history, imagination and science. It is a story that refuses to die because it touches something deep in the human soul. The belief that the past still holds secrets of unimaginable wonder, the fear that all greatness can vanish in a single moment, and the hope that perhaps somewhere out there we may yet uncover a world long thought drowned in the sea.